Hello everybody and welcome to Bosh TV. My name is Ian Theasby and the gentleman behind me is Henry Firth.
No longer behind you, mate. I'm sat down here. Oh, I've just realised I've left the light on.
Oh goodness. Oh, don't worry about the light. Oh, don't worry. Listen guys, hello and thank you for joining us. It's Tuesday, right? And this is the 7th week of Bosh Live, and this week so far we're only 2 days into it, but goodness me, it's one of my faves because this week is all about Italian food.
I'm so big on Italian food. You guys thought of it, in fact, and it means we get to eat like pasta, pizza, but tonight we're having something a little bit different, aren't we, dude?
Something very, very different, something very, very special, and something extremely exclusive. Let's take a look at today's dish. It's right there.
Good. I've just had the word from producer Chaz, who by the way is watching all of your comments, that we are good on all channels.
That is good, including the third.
Including Instagram. We're live on Instagram.
So I think we should all say a big hello and welcome, Instagram. It's the first time you are experiencing our 4-camera sort of mega show. So yes, today we are going to be showing you how to cook something super exclusive, super new, and it's from our brand new book, which isn't even out yet. It's out in the 17th of September. The book is called Speedy Bosh. The dish is called Roasted Winter Vegetable Panzanella Salad, and there it is. Look at it. Oh my goodness gracious me.
Wow.
Like, there's lots of wonderful ingredients in there. It's got real good bite. It's got real good texture. It's got obviously wonderful flavour, and it's super healthy. What more could you want?
I mean, that's perfect. And it's quite nice to counteract all of the carbs we've got for the rest of the week. So I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah.
How was your day, by the way? What have you been up to?
My day was good. It kicked off with a run. Now I've been, I've had but basically I've got into running quite a lot, and my leg started to hurt because I did 3 half marathons in a week, which was probably a little bit
much,
silly.
really, isn't it?
Yeah. and I think I might have got a mild case of shin splints. So today was the day that I eased myself back into a bit of running. So that was a good way to kick off the day. And then the rest of the day, we've been writing cool recipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, there's been some good ones. We've got this thing coming up, not this Saturday, Saturday after. Watch out. It's going to be super, super cool.
Very excited for that, and almost as excited as I am to find out what is going in to today's dish. Right, okay, so if you check this out, this is a very convenient amount of ingredients because it just fits perfectly on the top camera, which is great. So what we've got here, I'm just going to go through it like systematically from the left to the right. So we've got lemon juice, we've got water. Here we've got parsley and mint. We need quantities, dude.
Oh, we need all the quantities.
Oh yeah. So the idea with this is we got loads of you in the comments saying how much of each, I'm following along, blah, 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 blah. So we wanted to make sure you've all got a chance to get ready. Okay, so we'll rewind on that. And look, just to prove exactly how brand new this book is, it's not even in print yet. I've got it on my computer here. Okay, so allow me, like a school teacher, just to read out the class. And the class goes, 3 parsnips, 150 grams of baby carrots, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 small baguette, 2 red onions, 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds, 2 teaspoons of caraway seeds, 50 grams of kale, 2 tablespoons of dried cranberries or raisins, salt and black pepper for loveliness, and then for the dressing, right, we've got a bunch of fresh parsley, small bunch of mint, some lemon, and some tahini. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is everything that you need to make a roasted winter vegetable panzanella salad, which is going to be #yummo. I feel like you may be getting a bit caraway.
Caraway seeds in this recipe, and oh my goodness, they work a treat. So what we're going to do now is we're going to relay the deck because we are in the midst of making a live Bosh video, so give me 2 seconds. And maybe we can take a question, the first one.
People, do let us know your thoughts in the comments. We've got Charlie, producer Charlie, is sat there on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and is keeping an eye on comments and fielding good questions. So if there are any really relevant questions that he thinks he wants to send our way, we will be getting to them as we go through. And we'll also have a little bit of time for Q&A towards the end. So do comment away. Thanks for hanging out with us. This is week 7, as Ian said. Yeah, 7 weeks of us hanging out with you and cooking live every evening, which I think that deserves, you know, something.
I think personally it's been, obviously the quarantine, the lockdown thing is quite weird, isn't it, really? Like, you know, you're not allowed out. So I think we've made the best of a bad situation, both on in terms personally, but also for you guys as well, because what we wanted to do, we were like, right, we're going to be sat indoors, twiddling our fingers. We want to offer you guys real value, real entertainment, and real recipes. So if you've enjoyed these lives, do let us know in the comments, because it put us a big grin on our face.
And so, without further ado, we're now going to start the recipe.
We're going to start cooking.
Have you got bated breath? Are you ready?
Let's go, let's do this. Right, first up, as you can see here, we have a tray, and there's a little bit of salt and pepper in the corner here, but the first thing that's going onto this tray is this bread. Now, we've got half a baguette, and it's a little bit on the, it was just a little bit on the, what's the word that you use? It's kind of like a bit stale, right? So it's like, it's kind of just seen better days. You wouldn't have your peanut butter and jelly on toast here, nor would you make like a vegan cheese sandwich with this. So you have to kind of come up with interesting ways to use it. And what we're going to do is going to make some croutons, okay? So we're going to pop these in here. Firm, but still very edible, as long as you treat it with respect. Now the next thing we've got going into here are these. Now you can see that I've kind of quartered, or actually more than quartered, it's like sixthed. Is that sixthed a thing?
Is that a word?
Yeah, we've sixthed.
Let us know in the comments.
We've sixthed the red onions, and these are going to go into the tray as well. So nice and evenly, just sort of distribute them all across the tray. And now what you're going to need to do is get a little bit of olive oil, okay? Now, you could use a little bit, or you could use a little bit more. It's entirely up to you. I'm just going to sort of freestyle it and just do it until it looks like it's done. And that's probably a good philosophy in life. Do it until it looks like it's done.
It's never done.
It's never done,
Is
damn
done
it.
even a thing?
Well, I don't know. Like,
It's just in a constant state of doing.
yeah, everybody. Yeah, it's so true. Right, and now what we're going to do, because we want to sort of pump this full with a little bit of flavour, so we're going to add a little bit of salt. We use the posh stuff, which it costs maybe like 20p more than the other stuff, but it's so much better. So that's that. And then I'm going to pop some pepper on as well, because why not? And now, if you have got clean hands, like I do have right now, you can do this. And you can just move your ingredients around in the pan, just making sure that everything has been touched by the olive oil and has been blessed by the salt and pepper. Right, and now this goes up and it goes out. And this now goes into the oven for 15 minutes at 220 degrees, which is a really hot oven. But don't put it on the top shelf, don't put it on the middle shelf, put it right at the bottom, because otherwise your bread will burn.
Good tip there.
Boom.
I believe I just had a comment come through from Charlie. Charlie, are you in my ear?
Charlie, are you in my ear?
So thanks for bearing with us, guys. We're fully live, and for anyone who's wondering, if you have just joined for the first time, we kind of live together. We are social distancing, but we live in the same house with MJ and Darren and me and Ian, and so this is our way of getting through lockdown.
And we don't have a dog and we don't have a cat, which kind of I'm quite disappointed about.
We do have a cat.
Oh yeah, well our cat, like, she lives in Greenwich and she's the one who produces on Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays. But on a serious note, right, I was on Google and I was looking at Maine Coon cats. Now, if you've never heard of Maine Coon cats, go Google them, and after the live, obviously, and you'll be like, oh my God, they're the most beautiful cats in the world. I want one of them. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay then. Right, so yeah, all right, check this out, right? Forget my waffle. What we have here are some batons that have been chopped out of parsnips, okay? And we also have these, right? These are baby carrots or chantilly carrots that you can get. If you couldn't get them, it doesn't matter. You could just get regular carrots and cut them smaller. And what I've done with these is put them in boiling water with a little bit of salt for 5 minutes. Now these are just going to go into this tray here. There we go. There are the carrots. They're done. And here are the parsnips. If you remember what this dish is called, it was called a roasted winter vegetable panzanella salad, and these are the roasted winter vegetables.
Makes sense.
Who would have thunk it, honey?
Who would have thought? That's quite a nice point though, right? Because this is the Speedy Bosh book, and having just come out of the recipe development and all the work behind all of that stuff, Like, it's jam-packed with hacks. So this is packed with hacks. So this is a hack to make your roasting quicker. Do your boiling first. Exactly. It is a very, very good hack, and it's cool. And also, I like the look of him. He's got a hat. Look at this. It's kind of like, do you know if you've ever been to America and had a Hershey's, what are they called? Kisses. Kisses. Looks very similar. It's kind of got like a string hat thing. And also, look, woo, I'm like a magician now. Okay, cool. We've got wayward today. Yeah. This is the first time on Instagram, and they're like, what are you guys doing? It's like, what the Anyway, hello. Right, now what we've got is some olive oil. And again, go easy, go heavy, go whatever you want. I'm just going to drizzle this olive oil all over our sort of pre-boiled parsnips and carrots. And then I'm going to add a little bit of flavour. Now, first and foremost, I've got these caraway seeds are very weird. They're quite odd. They kind of smell a bit aniseedy. And I actually Googled them earlier on, and they live inside a beautiful flower called the caraway flower. Makes perfect sense. It does, it makes complete sense. So I'm going to sprinkle these caraway seeds all over our parsnips and our carrots. Yeah, so that's them. Now you could stop there, but we're not going to, because I have a little pot of cumin seeds which complement the caraway seeds perfectly, and all those wonderful flavours come out when you roast them. So here we go. They go in. Or they go on, rather. In and on at the same time. They go ion. Since we're going off topic today, if anyone has seen David Brent, Life on the Road, there's a funny joke in there about cumin. Cumin? But, you know, that's just for those who know. You'll have to go and watch it if you don't know. Right, so this is here. Now, again, what you need to do is introduce a little bit of salt just to eke out the natural flavours of the things that are already in the pan. That is there, and why not pop a little pepper? Pop a little pepper or two. Oh, what's that? That's you got to pick a pocket or two, boy. You got to pick a pocket or two. It is. It's Fagin. Yeah, Oliver Twist. That's it. Right. So top cam, woohoo, and up and out. Now, best thing about this recipe is this is going into the same oven, which is 220, but it's going on the top shelf because it's hotter, because heat rises. So if you are cooking along, we would absolutely encourage you to freestyle a little bit. In fact, all of our quarantine cooking has been packed with suggestions as for alternatives. You can see, I mean, this is a roasted veg salad, essentially. So, of course, you could switch out the roasted veg for whatever you've got lying around. Some big chunky broccoli could go in here, maybe some asparagus, maybe some sweet potato if you wanted to go a little bit out there. And for those of you asking about kale and spinach, could you swap them? Of course, man. You go for it. It's your kitchen, it's your world. We would recommend, because what we're going to show you later on is we're just going to cool that kale down with a little bit of water just to make sure it doesn't kind of burn in the oven. Just use your eyes and keep an eye on the food in the oven as it is roasting to make sure you don't dry it out and crisp it up too much. That's right, that's good. So if we check out the top cam, what we've got here now are two things that we did earlier on, because obviously we don't want to waste you guys' time with lots of roasting. So what we've got here is our parsnips and our carrots, and what we've got here is the red onion and the croutons. Now look at the red onions. I mean, I'm going to bring that up so you can see it, in fact. Check this out. Look at the colour of those. The colour is absolutely beautiful. It's almost like midnight blue. And you can guarantee, trust me, that smells amazing. So you know damn well that anything that looks that good and smells that good and goes into a salad makes that salad amazing. Absolutely. Yeah. Ian, just to satisfy the video that we'll make with this afterwards, would you be able to bring those trays back? Yes, back 100%. In, just because we didn't see that. What we'll do later on is we'll make a little compilation of this video so you can catch it just with the food, with less of this nonsense. Cool. So top cam, here we go. Ooh. Boom. Good work. Okay, good. So that's that. So now the next stage of this is exceptionally simple. We are going to transfer this to there. And that's what we'll do now from the top cam. So, actually, I'll get that side cam sorted out. Big shout out to all of you on Instagram. Charlie just messaged in my ear and said the quality is amazing. That's so cool. That's so good to hear, because you may have seen a few of our broadcasts before where it was super choppy and rubbish. So thank you. Yay! Right, so we need to put some red onion and some croutons on the tray that are containing our carrots and our parsnips. Time will not wait, so let's go. Boom. And for the top cam, we're going to pick that up. I'm going to bring this across like so, and then we're just going to sort of move it in nicely.
Okay. It's quite heavy, you see. It's quite a heavy tray, and I've got a very awkward hand position, but that's actually
testing
fine.
your finger strength out.
Yeah, it's like I wish I was Alex Honnold right about now.
The climber.
The climber.
You're just a social climber, mate.
So yeah, if any of you guys don't know who Alex Honnold is, he's the guy that climbed up that ludicrous mountain in America.
Yeah, he climbed up
El Capitan.
El Capitan, didn't he, with no ropes?
Yeah, man.
In a film called Free Solo.
Yeah, they were saying that it might well be one of the single most impressive feats any human has ever achieved. Like to climb up one of the sheerest faces. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm just talking about holding a tray. Right.
This is the most off-piste one yet.
It is, it's so true. Right, I'm going to move this around now. So, yeah, here we go. Check this out. Because what you need is it all to sort of roast relatively evenly, and a massive big pile of vegetables in the middle just will not do. So that's done, okay? And now, I'm going to bring this into the middle. So we've got that there, so Instagram can see it as well, because I know you guys are watching on your phones. I'll move this again, and then what we're going to do is this. So this, as Henry said earlier, I've got some kale here. Check it out. So what I did with this kale is very simple. I just dropped it in some water just to sort of hydrate it a little bit, because it's now going into the oven and it doesn't want to crisp too much. And if you didn't wet it, it would just like potentially just combust.
Kale crisps.
Kale crisps, yeah, that's it. This is it indeed as you would make kale crisps, so log that for later. Anyway, check this out, right, so here we go, top cam. Yeah, boom, and I'm going to bring this in, and then we're just going to sprinkle this over. Look at that, this is good, huh? So, and look at the colour here. You know, you've got your dark greens, you've got your deep reds, you've got your orange, you've got your sort of like anemic yellow. But it's all eating the rainbow. This is eating the rainbow at its very, very best.
I mean, that's like a rainbow tray.
It is, it's a rainbow tray.
There's a few people asking about cumin, and are there cumin seeds on there?
Cumin seeds, yeah.
Could you use ground cumin if you wanted to?
You could use ground cumin, but I think the seed is one of those things when it's like, when it activates in the oven and it's had that heat on it and it's done its thing with the oil, when you bite down on it, it's got this really interesting flavour. So if you can get your hands on cumin seeds, also known as jeera seeds, then you should, because they're great. And I'm going to go up and out with this. So, right, so bang, up and clean out. And this is now going into the oven for 12 minutes.
Perfect.
12 minutes, boom.
I'm excited to eat this. Hopefully
yeah, baby.
You guys can at least appreciate the look of it through the screen, even if you can't get the taste and the smell. For those of you on Instagram, we have been doing this for about 7 weeks now. Live every evening at 6 p.m. We've made curries, we've made cakes. We did a whole week of cakes to celebrate our cakes coming out, which they are now available in Tesco. We also did a number of recipes from the SPEEDY BOSH Cookbook, which is going to be coming out in September, of which this is one. So if you haven't seen this before, we're sorry you missed us, but hopefully we're going to be with you every night now on Instagram too.
All of those lives that we've done are also on YouTube, so you can go check them out. Watch it. It's like going back in time.
Literally.
Yeah, it's mad. Anyway, but actually, in fact, you could binge watch for like hours, couldn't you? You could sit and watch us like cooking food for you guys for hours on YouTube. So if you've got a spare day, just log on. Just do it. It's be really cool. Right, let me show you what I've got in my hand here. Boom. This, ladies and gentlemen, is sesame seed paste, also known as tahini. Okay, and this. Top cam again is lemon juice, okay? So these are the two ingredients that are going to form, or the main base of our wonderful dressing that's going to drizzle all over the roasted winter Panzanella salad. So here we go. In goes the tahini. It's got a very odd flavour, tahini, on its own. I mean, you need to have like a certain palate to really appreciate this. And on its own, I'll be quite honest with you, I don't really like it. I think it's a little bit, ugh. It's a little bit, ugh. It's kind of like, I don't know, like carrying on with the cat theme, it would make me cough hairballs if I was forced to eat that on its own. But with a little bit of lemon juice, right, the juice of one big emperor lemon, it actually does really wonderful things to the flavour. It's almost like the bitterness and the acidity of the lemon comes together with the ness of the tahini paste and makes something actually really, really delicious. So I'm going to mix this around now, okay? And initially, you're going to see it's going to start like looking really nasty. But the more you mix and the more you persist and the more you keep spinning, the more it comes together, and then it starts to look like an actual really creamy paste. And this, look at this here now. It's really thick, yeah? Which is why on the side here, I've got some water. Now the water is just going to loosen it up, obviously. I'm going to go all in with that water. And then I'm going to spin this around nicely. Okay, it's 3. This is going in, and basically if you're making this at home, which we hope that you are, you're looking for a really pourable consistency. Now you could probably go a little bit thicker than what I've just done, or if you like it really, really drizzly, pop a little bit more water in. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the sort of texture that we're after. Now, I know that this, in order to sort of really appreciate the flavours that are inside there, you're going to need a little bit of salt. So that's that there. And then again, salt and pepper. Boom. Now, let's mix that round, just to sort of get all those flavours moving together. And now what we've got is a really beautiful dressing, which basically brings us to the point now where we are going to construct our salad. Let me put this up and out for the purpose of the video. Whoop, boom. Nice.
Smooth.
Very good.
For anybody who is asking, the more eagle-eyed amongst you, when I said kale, who said, oh, actually, isn't that Cavolo Nero?
Cavolo Nero.
Yes, Cavolo Nero being a kind of kale, sometimes called Tuscan kale. And obviously, this is Panzanella, which is Italian or Tuscan. So we're actually pretty good for our food geography with this recipe.
Yeah, man.
Which isn't always the case.
Yeah, usually we like go fully off-piste, but that's fine. You know, like we live in a global community now, so I think anything goes.
Absolutely. We like to think of ourselves as quite progressive with food rather than conservative. And that's why yesterday we made a carbonara, which was obviously vegan. It had no eggs, it had no cheese. In fact, it had tofu and soy milk, but it is absolutely delicious. So if you didn't see that, then do go back and check out yesterday's video. It's on YouTube and Facebook, the vegan carbonara.
So if we check the top cam, what we've got here is like our ingredients all coming together. You've got the roasted vegetables that have just come out of the oven. We have got our tahini dressing that's just there. And here we've got a little bit of freshness, right? So we've got parsley and we've got mint, and all of those elements together will come together and make a wonderful salad. Give me 2 seconds, I change the camera for...
Amazing, wow. I mean, it already looks really impressive. I love the fact that on that tray, we've got the kind of the dark golden brown of those giant croutons. You've got the dark green of that Cavolo Nero, that kale. You've also got the kind of almost purple, black red onions, and those yellow parsnips as well.
Yeah, and it's very, very important that you sort of stick to the cooking times that are in the recipe that's on Bosh TV. Because if you don't, some will be burnt, some won't be undercooked, and it just won't work. But if you follow the recipe correctly, it will be A-OK. So let us get this to there. 3, 2, 1. So I'm just going to go in, so we'll need the side. So this is the first bit. And this is just an exercise in kind of messy food styling, really. You could, if you've got time and you really want to impress your friends, if they're coming over to eat this with you, you could get out your tongs and sort of place things into the bowl. But what I'm going to do to achieve a really kind of rusticy feel and rustic look, I'm just going to sort of like pop these on like that nicely. So I feel that we've gone a little light on the red onion there. So I'm going to pop them in. We'll get that lovely sort of golden caramel coloured, what's it called? Crouton. It's a crouton. And then we've got our greens as well. And then this is all coming in, and it's all really, really nice together. And I think, you know, we don't want to go too heavy on everything. In fact, we'll just go for one more there. Boom, done. Now, we've got a really nice bowl of food. In fact, I'm going to pick it up and show you from the top cam. There it is. So, you know, it's like a really light dinner or a lunch. And obviously, because it's got the croutons, it makes it quite hearty. So yeah, you won't go hungry at the end of it. But what you need here is a little bit of freshness, and the freshness is coming from fresh herbs. So what we've got here is mint, and this is just going to sprinkle over the top. A few little leaves, a few big leaves. Boom, that's nice. And then we've got some parsley, and then we're just going to sort of sprinkle that on as well. Oh, We'll sprinkle that on as well. There we go. And then, just because there's lots of intense flavours in there and it needed a little bit of sweetness, and we thought we could do raisins, but in fact we're using cranberries because it's sort of, the edginess of the cranberry works perfectly with the tahini in the dressing and it all comes together beautifully. So check this out. We're just going to pop those little red raisins on here. They're not raisins.
Berries.
The berries, the dried berries. And then we've got our tahini dressing that we made earlier on. So let's drizzle this over. And you can go real heavy, you can go pretty light. I'm just going to go kind of average, bang average. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen. You have the roasted winter panzanella salad from our 5th book, which is coming out on the 17th of September. It's called Speedy Bosh. And I'm ready to eat. Are you?
I'm so ready. I mean, if you ask me, that is far from bang average. That looks absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, well.
It's a nice job of styling as well, dude. It was quite simple, quite arty. And I think one thing, when you've got colour like that in a bowl, it almost does the job for you. Yeah,
very attractive thing. That's the thing about vegetables, right? We often get asked, it's like, how do you get kids to like vegetables? And we used to answer with, oh, you can dress them up as a burger, or you can dress them up as a hot dog, or whatever else. But in actual fact, I think what we should be doing, if you've got kids and they're not into vegetables, you should be like trying to get them excited about the vegetables and like focus on the colour and focus on the shapes and show them where they grow and take them to the supermarket and show them all these wonderful colours. And before long, they'll be like, Mum, I want them veggies. I want them.
Anyway.
Yeah, you hope so. Anyway.
We don't have kids, so we can't vouch for that.
Yeah. So I know there's like 1,000 mothers out there right now going, what the hell are you on about, boy? You don't know anything. So we've got a wasp in the house. Hey, wasp. Hey, wasp. Yeah, he's up there.
Not a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant or whatever.
No. And nor one of those like those devil hornets. Have you seen them?
Oh goodness, they're scary.
Jesus Christ.
Before we taste this, guys, please do come back. We're going to be doing this again tomorrow and every single weekday this week. And do follow us or like us or subscribe if you haven't already, so you get notified when we do this again. 6 p.m. BST is Bosh o'clock, and we hope that you come and join us. But I hope that you come and join me in eating some of this wonderful panzanella, which is a lovely word. Panzanella, if it wasn't a salad, would probably be an Italian motorcycle. Or a footballer.
Or a footballer.
I've got one here.
Yeah, you've got one right there. Good, go for it, man.
Oh man, you have to go first. You've done it. You made it.
Okay,
Chef's honour.
And let's go. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I'm just going to go.
Oh wow, that's a good bit of bread there. Oh, look at that. That's all right, forkful.
That is a forkful. I don't fork about.
Let's have a go in there.
Oh my goodness me. Yeah, that is good.
I wonder if with these new radio mics they can hear us chewing.
Some people will really get off on that.
Charlie's like, yep.
Yeah, no, right.
You're welcome, Charlie. Wow.
Oh man. So, where do you begin? It's there's a real lovely concoction of flavours in there. You've got the fresh mint, and you've got that sort of tanginess from the tahini dressing. You've got the wonderful texture from that big crouton, and you've got the sort of robustness of that parsnip. I thought that mouthful I just had just then was very, very good.
Yeah, it's a nice balance of flavours, right? It's often with Bosh we're quite out there with our flavour. With this book we wanted to try and think about the balance, and this is nicely paired. Everything goes well together.
It does.
And I love the absolutely crunchy breadcrumbs contrasted with those gorgeous sweet cranberries.
And do you know what? I'm actually quite pleased because I feel that this book is kind of not a departure from, but it's kind of testing the water with things that we haven't done previously. Like this is the sort of thing that you would put down on a really posh dinner table for a starter, and people would be like, okay, this is serious.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. And it's absolutely gorgeous. It looks incredible. Obviously, it was really easy to put together on that tray there. So if you were preparing this for a dinner party, although it would be a kind of a stay-at-home dinner party, it would be really easy to pre-make 1 or 2 batches of this to feed a crowd.
Do you know what the winner is here for me?
What's that?
It's the roasted red onion.
Yeah.
I've got a real taste for roasted red onion right now. They're so good.
It's good stuff.
Oh.
Wow.
So,
well done, dude.
Nice.
Well, I guess, do we want to see? Are there any housemates? So yes, okay. We sometimes some of you won't know, but we have Bodyweight D, and who we live with, and OMJ, who was previously MJ makeup artist, and now her name is OMJ, my fiance. They both live with us, and they're going to come and taste the food as well, so that you know the food is good.
Yeah, man.
Ooh, what's the cookie?
Quickly.
Hello.
Hello.
We have forks for you.
There you go.
I brought the colour of myself.
Nice.
Nice.
This colourful bowl.
Come on in.
Go for it,
Grab
go
a
for it.
fork, grab some food.
Thank you.
I'm just going straight for the croutons.
Oh yeah? Well,
Yeah.
go for it. Make sure you get some of that lovely dressing there as well.
Okay.
Oh, that's not even going to work if I try and take that.
What's that, a parsnip?
Yes.
Parsnips and carrots and croutons.
Massive croutons.
Yeah, they're chunkos.
So what are they eating here, Ian? Let's remind them.
They are eating a roasted winter vegetable panzanella salad, and it's from Speedy Bosh, and it is just a plethora of wonderful flavour.
Delicious.
Deliciousness of the highest order.
I'm so tempted to try a crouton, but I've had so much bread today that
Yeah.
I think maybe I should give it a swerve until the cameras go off.
It's nice and garlicky, isn't it?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dressing. What's in the dressing?
No garlicky.
Oh yeah, there's
No
no garlic. Sorry, I just said yeah.
Croutons.
I just answered yes.
There's no garlic in the croutons.
No garlic in anything. But
Just the olive oil, I guess.
yeah.
Garlicky oil?
It's probably just the olive oil.
It's all good.
This is how you know it's live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, yeah,
Delicious.
Ivory Live looks amazing.
Oh, yeah?
Well done, yeah. It's
No?
really, like, awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Comments, marks out of 10? Give us a number.
Ooh.
I'm going to go 8.5. Delicious. I'm going to need probably quite a big bowl of this.
Yeah, you are. Good thing we've got some in the oven right now.
I'm going to say 8.5 too.
Amazing. 8.5. 2 times. Well done, Ian. Smashed
Yeah.
it.
Mate, I thought it was a goodie.
Thank you all for hanging out with us. We're going to now finish off the rest of this. High fives, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Woo!